So what do you do when you feel like you're surrounded by fear, anxiety, depression? What do you do when you're surrounded by furloughs and job loss and economic pressures? And what do you do when you're literally surrounded by sickness, illness? It almost feels like we're in a city under siege right now, doesn't it? In 2 Kings chapter 19, the city of Jerusalem was literally under siege. The enemy, the Assyrians, had come and they had surrounded the city and they were going to destroy it. And they sent in a letter to the king, King Hezekiah, a godly man. And here's what the threat from the enemy said in that letter. It said, "Don't you trust your gods. Don't you believe that that God you worship is going to rescue you? We are the Assyrians. Look how powerful your enemy is. Look what we've done to other people." Hezekiah took that, man, it made him tremble. The city was distraught. But you know, he didn't give up. Here's what he did. The Bible tells us that he took that letter, the threat from the enemy, and he walked it into the house of God. And the Bible says he spread that letter out in the temple before God, and then he prayed his prayer right on top of it. And he said this, "God, you are over all kingdoms. You are the creator. You sit on the throne. Lord, bend down and hear us, listen to us, and open your eyes. And God, while you're at it, please rescue us." And you know, that's exactly what God did. He defeated the Assyrians and the city was set free. I'm in my dad's office here that he used for many years. For 70 years, he wrote about the Bible and studied the Bible and taught the Bible. But he'd walk in here on mornings, and before he picked up a book to start studying, he would take out a piece of paper and a pen, and he would write out his prayer for that day. He would read it out loud before God, and then he would tear it up and throw it away. And I said, "Dad, why'd you do that?" He said, "Well, it just felt like it was my way of sacrificing my thoughts and prayers to God." This is actually some of the prayers that he wrote, and he didn't tear these up, and I'm glad because I treasure these as his son. You know, church, community, neighbors, maybe it's our time to take out a piece of paper, like Hezekiah, like my dad, take out a pen, and write down our fears, write down the threats that we're feeling, write down the pressures that the enemy is throwing against us. And maybe today you need to read that prayer out loud to God on the back deck of your house. And maybe we actually need to tear those prayers up or set them on fire and just say, "God, I give it to you." Let's trust God. Let's call out to Him and let Him lift the siege of our lives and bring peace.